What's up, it's Tom. Thanks for clicking on this video. We are going to discuss the weekend's action across the Twins minor league system. Starting off with the results and records here. You can go ahead and pause this if you want to peruse. The Saints lost 11-3 after being on a hot streak because I was at that game. I'm convinced that's the reason. I'll have a video hopefully tomorrow about kind of a guide to CHS Field for me. So be on the lookout for that one. Records, Twins are 58-61 at this point now. Taking a look at the standings, 4 back in the division and a game and a half back in the wild card. The Tigers have snuck ahead of the Twins and the Guardians. Playing a little slow of late. The Tigers have been super hot. 36-22 since the start of July. That's a 100-win pace over nearly 60 games. They've just been playing great. Some crazy guy on the Twins Off Daily podcast predicted they would make the postseason at the All-Star break. I don't know what that was about. That was me, but the prediction was that they were going to keep Skubal. Of course, they traded him, and they traded Casey Mize. But they did get Jackson Jobe back, former top pick. Looked really good in his first game back. Jack Flaherty will be back eventually. And again, this team has been on a roll. 36-22 since the start of July. I've kept saying it that last wild card spot is probably just going to come down to who can get hot over this last stretch. And Detroit's been hot for a long time. Unbelievably bad June. I don't understand how they were that bad in June. They've been really good since then. They might be that team that gets hot. I don't know. Hopefully not. But, Twins, tough test at Milwaukee. They lost 2 of 3, but gave the Brewers everything they could. Best team in baseball in their place. One of the best pitchers in baseball on the mound on Sunday, and they still needed extra innings to take care of the Twins. So, they play like they played against Milwaukee here on out. They're going to be just fine. I think they're going to do really well. Hopefully Buxton will be back before too long. Hopefully when Joe Ryan's ready to return, he's kind of back to his old self. Anyway, moving on. News and notes, Zebby rejoined the Twins with Joe Ryan going on the IL. Cody Lawyerson was DFA'd and then released, but he re-signed with the Twins on a minor league deal, but he's also injured right now. And then a couple of recent releases I haven't mentioned yet. Dylan Questad, guy the Twins drafted in the 5th round in 2023, a high school Wisconsin arm, got released. He's almost a walk per inning pitched over his career, so just could never really find the zone. And this is kind of the risk with some of these high school arms, big arms that are really easy to dream on. Sometimes they don't work out. And then the Twins also released Grant Hartwig, who is a former big leaguer, a guy who was pitching with the Saints, a former Met. Moving on to Friday's stars. Third star of the day, J.P. Smith II for Cedar Rapids, 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 walks. Guy who's really looked good in his early games with the Colonels. A guy who hit 15 home runs for Fort Myers as well. Henry Rojas, 2nd star for St. Paul. Oh my goodness. 3 perfect innings with 5 strikeouts for Rojas. Topped out at 97 miles per hour, but relied a little bit more on his secondaries, his slider, and his changeup. Only needed 39 pitches to get through 3 innings for the Saints. A very impressive outing. If the Twins do make the playoffs, he's going to be a dangerous arm to deploy all over the place. Matt Wallner was the first star of the day for St. Paul. Big game for him. 2 for 2 with a homer, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a stolen base. So reached 4 times, homered, and even stole a base for Matt Wallner of the Saints. Friday's honorable mentions, Merritt Jones, Michael Ross, Jose Salas, Yasser Mercedes, and Matthew Dahlquist. Riley Quick pitched for the Wind Surge, which was notable. I want to put that on there. Was not an honorable mention. Continues to struggle to kind of show his top stuff and have success in Double-A, which, it's his first pro season. Not all that surprising. Probably running out of gas a little bit too, you could imagine, but would love to see him pitch better. We'll put it that way to close things out. Stars of Saturday. Third star, Ben Ross of the Saints, keeps it going. 2 for 5 with a triple and a home run. Second star, Quinn McDaniel of the Colonels. Big game for him. 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a homer. So, man, that's a huge game. 3 runs and an RBI. And then the first star, Justin Mitrovich, also of the Colonels. 6 innings pitched, which you just don't see that often in the Twins system. It is happening more often as we get deeper into the season. So I think the Twins becoming a little bit more comfortable with that. 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for Mitrovich. That's a big deal that he only walked 1 because he has 10 walks in 18 and 2/3 innings since being promoted to Cedar Rapids. But in 4 games since that promotion, a 2.41 ERA. So still pitching well despite all the walks. And a great outing again here on Saturday. Honorable mentions from Saturday: Trent Baker, Walker Jenkins, Kadeem Jiao, Emmanuel Rodriguez, who's rehabbing with the Colonels, and Aiden Teal, a 2026 draftee. Walker Jenkins in August. We're not that far into the month, but he has 0 walks and 28 plate appearances. That's really unusual for Walker Jenkins. Still has an OPS north of 1,000, though. So despite not taking any walks, still an OPS north of 1,000, 2 for 5 with a triple and a stolen base on Saturday. I have to mention that's by design. Naturally, he's not that aggressive. So I think I bet you either he did it on his own or someone with the Saints staff said, what would happen if you kind of got up there and were more of a swinger? And it's been successful so far. Obviously, there's a happy medium somewhere in between those two. But yeah, Jenkins continues to play well. 3 stars of Sunday: Garrett Spain of the Wind Surge, 2 for 4 with a double and a home run and a walk. Caden Kendall, also of the Wind Surge, continues to play really well for them. 3 for 5 with a double and a home run. He was the runner-up for the Star Hitter of the Month last month. And then the first star, Callan Fang, dominated for the Mighty Muscles. Topped out at 93.1 miles per hour, but has a good curveball. First pitch strikes, 12 of 14. So almost a first pitch strike against everybody he faced. He got 12 swinging strikes. Look at this line: 3 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 9 strikeouts. He struck out 9 of the 14 batters he faced, did Callan Fang. That's ridiculous. So he's a guy who's mostly been pitching in shorter spurts, kind of like a multi-inning relief sort of role. But, threw 3 2/3 here. I believe in his last outing, he threw 3 or 4 innings as well, so he's starting to throw a bit more. Harvard guy. So I think it was in statistics or math or something. So a guy who can break down data, I'm sure, Callan Fang. Honorable mentions, though, for Sunday: Preston Johnson, Kyle DeBarge, Jacob McCombs, Giovanni Duran, and Colby Turner. Jacob McCombs with a home run and the only run for the Colonels in that game, and of course got hit by a pitch because he's a psychopath and will lean into every single pitch. He's one of the minor league leaders in hit by pitches. Star scoreboard update: Merrick Houston, of course, staying atop the board. I wouldn't say he's slowed down, but not as many noteworthy games of late. And Ben Ross, Billy Amick, Kalen Culpepper, Henry Mendez, Ryan Gallagher, Alan Roden, Gabriel Gonzalez, Merritt Jones, and Yasser Mercedes. Shout out to Merritt Jones. He leads the system with 97 2/3 innings pitched and leads the system with 106 strikeouts. He has a 3.41 ERA and a ground ball percentage around 50%. So a good ground ball pitcher is Merritt Jones. Moving on to some interesting things I wanted to throw out there for the Star scoreboard stats. Most total appearances, probably not a surprise, Merrick Houston, but Billy Amick was second. He's also playing well in the Mets system since being traded. Most first stars, again, Houston with Henry Mendez tied. Most second stars, Houston again with Merritt Jones and Eli Jones before he got hurt. Was popping up a ton. Most third stars, Ben Ross and Eduardo Tait there. And then most honorable mentions, again, no surprise, Merrick Houston, but he's followed by Yasser Mercedes, Amick, and Kyle DeBarge, which is kind of a surprise to me. He's been healthy, so, you're going to kind of rack up, as long as you're doing a decent job, you're going to rack up quite a bit of Star scoreboard appearances. But DeBarge, a frustrating season, a disappointing season, hitting for a bit more power, but also not nearly as successful in stealing bases. Maybe AA can be hard. For some guys, it's harder than others. It can be a real stumbling block. Maybe that's what's going on with Kyle DeBarge. If we look at Ben Ross, he was in AA for 2 years before he kind of put it together there offensively. So we'll see with Kyle DeBarge if he can maybe be sort of the next Ben Ross in a way. Playing some shortstop in addition to second base. Now that he's not, behind Kalen Culpepper or Merrick Houston, he's kind of getting that opportunity there a bit with the Wind Surge. So that's kind of interesting. But, A guy not to totally forget about, Kyle DeBard, put it that way. Anyway, thanks for checking this video out. I appreciate you. Check out Limestone Pipeline for more. Even if you don't want to pay the $4 a month as a member, today came out with a prospect report I do weekly and highlighted Kadeem Jow and Ryan Gallagher in that one. So go check that out. And again, that's a free feature every week. But thanks for checking this one out. I appreciate you. Again, tomorrow, look out for that Saints video I referenced. We'll talk again soon.